Okay. An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. Benjamin Franklin. With this quote, we will start today's session on intellectual property rights. Good afternoon to all. We are now heading towards the fifth session of 7-day national level faculty development program on integrated approach to faculty well-being and pedagogical excellence. I take the honor of welcoming all of you to today's session. Respected principal sir, esteemed resource person, and dear participants, it is my privilege to welcome our distinguished resource person for today's session on intellectual property rights, Mr. Nagarjun, to this program. Welcome you, sir. I also extend a warm welcome to our respected principal, the faculty members of our college, and the members of the organizing committee. Welcome you all. A sincere welcome to all our dear participants who have joined us for this session. We hope today's resourceful and enlightening discussion will help us understand the importance of intellectual property rights and encourage us to create innovations and secure patents for our work. Now, I request Ms. Shilpa, Associate Professor, Department of Physics, to introduce the resource person to the gathering. Over to Shilpa.
Shilpa ma'am, kindly unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody, and all the dignitaries. I would like to take the privilege of introducing the today's guest for the FDP program, Mr. Nagarjun. He is a patent agent and consultant at the Office of Intellectual Property and Technology Licensing, Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru. He brings extensive experience in intellectual property management, technology transfer, innovation, ecosystem, and capacity building, supported by the diverse professional background spanning industry, academia, and government organization. Over the course of his career, he has served in multiple roles, including quality engineering, project associate, IP analyst, patent agent, and consultant across various organizations. Before the current role, he managed the intellectual property right portfolio of MS PWDS Excretion Private Limited Coimbatore. As a project associate at the Patent Information Center, Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology, he played a significant role in statewide IPR awareness, education, and capacity building initiatives. He organized, coordinated, and delivered lecture in numerous faculty development programs and workshops focused on biofuels, innovations, entrepreneurships, and intellectual property right. He also mentored bioenergy research and demonstration centers established by Karnataka State Bioenergy Development Board. At PIC and WIPO Technology and Innovation Support Center, hosted at KSCST, he was responsible for information, education, and communication activities related to IPR. He also coordinated the 12th batch of Kiran IPR program of TIFAC, DST, which provided on the job for training women professional in IPR. He was instrumental and KSCST receiving a special citation award under the National IP Awards 2022 and played a key role in establishing 80 IPR cells across universities and colleges throughout Karnataka. He has industrial experience, graduate apprentice training, BEML Limited, Kolar Goldfields, quality engineer, Safari Designs, Private Limited, Bengaluru, patent agent and consultant, various organization. So he is having educational qualification in BE in mechanical engineering from KS Institute of Technology, Bengaluru. And he has also done a MTech in Manufacturing Science and Engineering from the Siddhganga Institute of Technology, Tumkur. His area of interest are intellectual property and innovation, agri innovations, IP technology transfer, patent drafting, prior art searching, IP filing and protection, IP promotions and strategy, and IP facilitations for startups. Thank you. Thank you, Vinay.
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful introduction. Now I request Mr. Nagarjun to kindly take over the session. Over to Nagarjun.
Thank you. I think you can hear my voice, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You are
Okay.
audible.
Yes. Fine, madam. Okay. Uh, Firstly, thank you for the opportunity. Okay. So for this FDP, in general, like we always wanted to have a physical kind of interaction most of the times because, like online, sometimes may not be that much, friendly to discuss and deal with a lot of topics. Okay. So now, like the topic today is what the intellectual property rights, innovation, and ethics. Okay. And at this moment, this is very, very important because if you see the recent developments across India, for example, okay, lot many universities are filing number of patent applications. For example, even like IIC files law like about more than 100 patents. Like some private universities files more than 500 patents. IIT Madras files about 200, 300. Like many multiple universities have come forward to file and prosecute intellectual property rights. Okay, so the if you consider the impact here, like maybe because the other administrative aspects or NAC accreditation or whatever it is. Okay, so there are many things for this, and even if you consider some of the schemes of Government of India, for example, NIPAM. Okay, National Intellectual Property Mission, CPAM, Cell for Intellectual Property Management and Promotion. Okay, and Indian Patent Office as well. Okay, so and a lot of patent information centers all across the state councils in the respective countries. Okay, all these people have giving lot of importance to the improvement of IP ecosystem in government of India. I mean, or in government together. Okay, so madam, I think you can hear my voice, right?
Yes, sir. So video is
Yeah,
not
yeah,
visible.
yeah. Yeah, video I have just switched off because
Okay,
there is
okay.
some internet connection here, some issue with the internet connection. Just give me a
Okay, sir.
second. Just give me a second.
Okay, sir.
Mute. Okay, sorry. Sorry for that. Now you can see, right? Yeah. Madam, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ? Like, you can hear me, right?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine, madam.
You are
Okay.
audible,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah, fine. Okay. So maybe what I can do, like in the particular session, okay, maybe I can cover you the complete concepts of IPR. And if at all, if you can stop me in between anywhere, if you have any questions, you can stop me right there now. Okay. Uh, so if you consider the recent logos which appearing on the screen, okay, and if I can say what is the basis of this, and network and communication is the basis of all these companies, right? Okay, and parallelly, if you look at the concepts, okay, and each company performs on a same task, like transferring video from one place to another place, sharing information. Okay, so this is how the general structure of these companies. Okay, but if you can observe all the companies, each company have their own kind of monopoly. For example, Instagram. Okay, so it's become like morning. What generally we do first mobile phone and then one Instagram reels. Always, it's become a habit nowadays, right? Okay, so in the similar context, like Facebook has some unique feature, YouTube they have some unique features of videos. Okay, all these things. Twitter, for example, like all Twitter is being used with especially on a lot of social platforms. Okay, so now if you look at this, each company maintain the monopoly, a kind of monopoly with respect to their administration. Okay, so and parallelly, if you look at their benefits, like their revenue sharing mechanisms or revenue generation mechanisms, each company owns around 40 to million 50 to 40 billions together, right? Okay, so what is the main assets of this? What are the basic assets of this? If you consider the intellectual property rights holds by the company have that particular value now. Okay, so now if you look at the second important aspect, like today what the discussion was, okay, the intellectual property rights and what is the main importance area. Of course there are many things, like intellectual property gives importance to innovation, importance to creativity, importance to money, importance to many other things. Okay, but one point we may consider, or it is very important in the present context, is money, right? So if I say how to make money, can somebody unmute and say like how what are the options we have to make money? Can someone? Is it possible? How to make money? Simple, simple question.
Through
Any
business.
answers? Yeah, business, madam. Correct, madam. Okay. So business, for example, like if my father is a very good businessman, like Ambani or something like that. Okay. So I can directly go and sit as a director of the CEO of a company. So it's okay. Agreed. Okay. So however, like a lot of people are from some kind of middle class family also. Okay. But however, that is one of the option. Next option, what we have? Next option. Any other alternate options?
1 second, sir. I'll ask the participants to unmute themselves and participants can answer by unmuting yourself.
By investing in
Correct,
various
madam. Correct, madam. Investment are subjected to market risk, madam. Okay, you have seen that advertisement, right? So always there is some kind of a disturbance, or you invest, but maybe the returns we are not sure. Okay, right? Agreed. That is also one of the option. Next option, what we have? Do we have any guarantee on our physical assets? For example, parents, like parents have earned a lot of money. They made good money for their childrens. Now, do you think it will come to us? It's generally a little difficult because most of the times it will be end up in the court cases now. Okay, so we cannot depend upon the physical assets also this time. Okay, so and obviously job. The job is also one of the option where we are also doing that. Like basically the point is like this, today intellectual property subject is also a kind of money making, but we need to understand the strategy basics, how it is been happening in the market, so that people are getting money out of it. Okay, especially if you consider industries. Okay, so how they are making money out of the intellectual property rights, or how the business strategy revolving around the intellectual property rights. Okay, maybe I can go through some of the case to case basis or case studies so that we can understand better. Okay, so as usual, like we told, like IP is simply, we can say that it is a creation of mind, maybe in the form of poem, literary work, artistic work, symbols, names, etc. Many things. Basically, whatever you create through your mind, okay, so that can be become an intellectual property right. So obviously, we do have multiple advancement with respect to intellectual property rights, where it can give a business advantage, where you can stop others to not copy your products or business models. Okay, some similar to that. Okay, or it gives business opportunities and many more. And if you recently look out the Global Innovation Index rankings also, okay, India got about 39th or 35th rank now. But and in that, one of the key indicator is how many intellectual property rights a country files per year is also matters a lot to put India into Global Innovation Index. Okay, for example, now India files about 1 lakh patent applications on an average recently. Okay, last 2 years if you consider. So India now and then China, for example, if you consider, China files about 3 lakh patent applications. Okay. So, now 2 lakh patent applications file ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಬಹುದು. I mean, if you want to beat them intellectually, we also need to, file another 2 to 3 lakhs patent applications. Okay. But however, we have grown significantly. ನಮ್ಮ, graph ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. Okay. But in the background, if you look at most companies, if you see, innovative companies and then you consider model like for example Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, Samsung. Okay, so all these companies are making money parallelly, and parallelly if you see, the biggest assets of that companies are number of intellectual property rights filed in a year. Okay, like for example Alphabet, like on an average they file about 2000 patent applications per year. Each company they file depends upon their kind of research innovation happens at that. Okay, and basically who do the innovations there? In general, the people who are hired as employees there, they do the research, they company files patent applications out of it, and finally the company owns the patent, and the employee or whoever contributed to the invention, they will be rewarded maybe in the form of money or incentive or best employee year of the award, whatever it is. Okay, in general, right? So I mean to say that there is always a requirement to create this intellectual property right in industries. And for example, if you take Karnataka, Karnataka stands fourth positions. Okay, so Tamil Nadu stands first position. Okay, so in my opinion, Karnataka has all kinds of facilities so that it should be in the first place most of the time. Okay, but however, now it is our responsibility to make Karnataka to be, come to first place, because so if we file, if each individual can file one patent applications, it's by, a default, the rankings also move high. Okay, so now this is a broad spectrum of intellectual property rights like patents, copyrights, trademarks, designs, trade secrets, geographical indications. So these are the important 6 to 7 intellectual property rights where patent is given for products and process, where the main criteria is novelty, industrial application, and non-obviousness. Copyright is basically the expression of idea, how you express a idea. Okay, trademark, it's basically the logo, symbol, business model, business logos are can be protected. Industrial designs, okay, the aesthetic appeal of the products can be given as industrial designs. Okay, trade secrets. Okay, so trade secrets, maybe you have heard about Coca-Cola formulation. That is one of the trade secrets generally people you use to give the example. And geographical indications, people you already know that, like GI, uh, temple, sorry, Tirupati temple prasadam. Okay, so that is a GI. Okay, and Mysore silk, Mysore sari, Mysore sandal soap. Okay, so all these are GI products where it is very specific to a particular geographic location. Okay, yeah. Now let us go by one cases or one by one topic so that we can understand a little more better, and we also need to have what kind of to be done. Okay, so basically a patent is an exclusive right given for you by the government of India, where for the product or invention, where you can stop others to use, offer for sale, and you know uh, like basically you become the you become the owner of the product, and you can decide what to do with respect to that. Okay, so and then the main patentable aspects, if you see, okay, it is like the three conditions: it should be new, it should be novel, it should be capable industrial application. Okay, so basically new already we know, new in the sense, like the product whatever you are thought of, it has to be in the market. Okay, it should not be designed or it should not be invented before the date of when you have came out with that particular invention. Okay, so wasadu, like it has to be in the market for the first time, or you invented it for the first time. Okay, and generally there is no prior art to be there for that particular product. That is very important. Next is non-obviousness. Non-obviousness means our inventive step, even though people with the same knowledge skill, but however they fail to come out with this kind of innovative step for what you are thought of coming out. Okay, so maybe I can explain with respect to an example so that you can understand better. And capable of industrial application. Okay, so by default, whatever the inventions that you develop, it is 90% or 100%. It is industrial applicable products only. Okay, generally a patent lasts for 20 years. This is the basic idea. Now if you look at this, if for example in Turkmenistan, one inventor has developed a recycle rubber waste into tires. Okay, of course, this research is going on. Okay, and now people are coming out with the tires to roads. Okay, plastic to roads. So these are some of the research areas where people are coming out with. For that particular aspects, we do have scope for patent. Okay, so as we said, for example, if you look at this, all this product, the right side products like bangle, dyes, okay, idli knob, all these have patents. Okay, I mean to say we have patented product, we have been using patented products, but unfortunately most of the people were not aware what is this intellectual property rights, or for example if you have a patent, what is its effects. Okay, how it affects the kind of rights with respect to business or infringement, whatever it is. Okay, so in the general context I can say, like, for any kind of intellectual property rights, okay, first principle of intellectual property right is monopoly. That means you have monopoly over invention or product, and you can do whatever you want with respect to that. The second most important aspect of intellectual property right is infringement. Okay, if somebody copy, or if somebody copies your invention, then this become infringement. But if infringement happens, then you have option to what, you can sue that particular person, or you can take criminal or civil injunctions or similar proceedings. Okay, so this is the basic idea of intellectual property rights. And as I was mentioning about patent, like patent is given for product and process. So novelty, I said, like the first condition. If you look at this particular slide, what is the purpose of this? Like the basic purpose is to serve tea, coffee, or water. Simple, right? But if you look at the different the product, each product looks different. Okay, so I mean to say that even though you are working on the same research field, but way of implementation matters a lot, and that way of implementation is amounts to a patent or any intellectual property rights in that matter, how it solves. Okay, so basically most of the times the problem solving skills or problem solving methods, problem solving type is eligible to file intellectual property rights. Okay, so I was telling about inventiveness. Maybe we can go with an example and then we can come back. Okay, so now let us maybe I can just play a short video. Okay, I'll try to give you how this intellectual property rights works in general in the market. Okay, probably you might have already seen this video. Maybe it's maybe repetitive. So basically, what you need to observe in this particular video is, okay, you need to identify what was the problem and what was the solution. Okay, so what was the problem here and how the industry has came out with the solution. Okay, yeah, just okay. I think you have seen the video, right? Okay, now you tell me, or maybe you can do a chat or whatever it is. Okay, so what was the problem here and how the industry try to come over that particular aspects? Yes. Okay, if you consider vada making process, okay. So what was the problems basically you face? What was the problems? Any answers, madam? Maybe you can chat. What was the problems that we basically face while doing vada?
Better, sir.
Batter preparation, correct, madam. Correct. Batter preparation is a problem, and batter
Sir,
preparation
making
is a
hole in the
trade.
vada,
Exactly correct.
making
Center hole. Yes, correct. Okay,
center hole in
next.
the vada. That knob
Okay.
is an invention, I feel.
Knob is the invention. Very good, madam. Okay. So if I can consider in a simple sentences, what madam told is correct. Like making hole in the center is a problem, shape is a problem, structure is a problem, taste is a problem, and then even vada preparation is also a trade secret. Okay, because it's a trade secret of women's. Okay. So So these are all the many aspects which we can consider the problem here. And the solution, what madam said, is the knob. Okay. So the knob is the problem. I mean, the knob is the solution here, right? And now, how this company has maintained a way to protect it. Okay. Because if you consider similarly, for example, puliogre powder, we have multiple puliogre powder companies like Ayangar, Brahmins, okay, MTR, okay. All these companies, right? So in the similar context, okay. So for example, you take parota, Malabar parota, okay, Kerala parota, etc., etc. But there are property like the products are there. Like for example, even idli or vada making batter preparation, batters with different companies are there. Okay, but not exactly with the kind of hmm, knob. Okay, now the knob is the one which solves all the problem here, and this knob is the one which the industry try to protect and the company filed a patent. Okay, because otherwise other people might have copied this invention. That's what. Okay, so now the company filed a patent application, and now the application may be in the examination, I think. Okay, but however, and this is how the company product patented, I mean, filed the patent for the product. And now this is a simple concept where now this company has entered into multiple countries where they have business across the globe, and now this company is a unicorn company. Okay, so I mean to say that you just observe a simple vada making process, how the industry has taken in a big way where they are making a good money out of it, right? And the cost of one equipment maybe 20-30 rupees, right? Okay, so this is how an innovation has to be protected first, and then it has to be gone. Now in the similar context, if you take one more example, okay, maybe if you look at this particular slides, right, cricket, you immediately remember cricket. Okay, so this cricket system, for example, if I can say, if somebody has any problem with this kind of wicket system, especially the people have already encountered the problem. Okay, as follows. One, see, when you are playing cricket, especially the ball hit the bat, but wicket keeper taken the catch, whether this is out or not out. Okay, this is one scenario. The second scenario, when it is run out, for example, most of the times, whether the run out is happened or it is correct or not, we are unable to predict. Most of the times, what happens? It happens in a big galata and the match closes. Okay, so betting hakidra mugito match 100%. We have the issue of galata, right? Okay. Now the problem here is like while playing this kind of wickets, this kind of cricket here, exact accurate decision making is a problem because the umpire, you know very well, umpire is our side. Okay, because he is our friend, right? So here the exact decision making is a problem, and now for this particular problem, one fellow has came out with a solution called this particular wicket system. What we see in the IPL now, this is the inventor is Bronte Erikman. He came out with this solution, and if you look at the title, like system for indicating movement of an article from one position to orientation or another position or orientation. See how people are keeping the titles. For example, if you are come out with a similar kind of wicket system, what is the general title you keep? Generally, we keep like our name like Nagarjun wickets or smart wickets, LED wickets, light wickets. Why the company has or the people has taken the title? There is one important aspect where prior art is the thing we need to be considered here. And parallelly, the technology, if you look at this, Bronte Erikman technology, what we have? A sensor, a tube, a stamp, LED light, which has been associated in that particular step, which cause basically sensor. Okay, if the ball sends the wicket, then immediately it glows, so that it is this how it solves the problem. Okay, this is filed in Australia, and parallelly in 2011-10 the application is filed in Australia. Immediately he filed a patent application in India, and the patent is granted in India, and this is the Bronte Erikman. Okay. The patent 2022 he had granted. Okay, now this company has licensed this technology to many BCCI, and parallelly to many similar cricket associations, and the BCCI pays approximately 5 lakh rupees tentatively as a rent for one IPL season, I mean for one match. So now if you consider 71 matches into 5 lakhs, tentatively it's more than 1 crore. This is the rent that the BCCI pays to this particular wicket systems. Okay, so how it happened? It is all happened because the company had a patent on the particular product, and through that patent, like they have leased or licensed this particular technology to BCCI, and that's where the cost is there. And for one set of wickets, if you want, okay, it is about 30 to 40 lakh rupees tentatively. Okay, and this is how the company like an intellectual property rights plays a role, especially in the area of startups. Okay, now in the similar way we have multiple aspects also. Like the other important aspect of intellectual property rights is designs. So basically, if I can say, what is your selection here? Most of you say, like each one of you come and finally say, I want green, I want red, I want black, right? So finally, even if you consider what are the parameters to select a bike, like the color, the mileage, the cost, brand, etc., etc., but finally we come and stop at color. Okay, and people will say, like according to your name, you wanted to buy or you wanted to purchase only blue color because your name matches with that particular vastu. Okay, so otherwise what happened? Immediately accident, that's all. Okay, so we have vastu prakara in it, like, so that we can select most of the automobiles based on our color, like, okay, vastu, right? And here also, like, I'm just speaking about the shape of the product, okay, not on the content. Okay, so similarly, if you consider the traditional versus modern household systems, okay, lot of variations. I always say kitchen is the heart of industrial designs, because that is how many products are there in the industrial, I mean, in Indian kitchens, where you can get some design registrations. Okay, so this is how the modern. So basically, what is this design means? A design is feature of shape, configuration, pattern, ornamentation, or composition of lines applied to any article in the form of 2D or 3D, where it is the design is limited to aesthetical appeal, and it is judged solely by the eye, and protection is given only for the appearance, not on the functional aspect. Okay, so this is how it is very important. Like any product which has some kind of physical feature appeal, it can register for designs. Okay, see the other important aspects, like it like for example, you take mobile phones. Each 5 years you will get a new version of the mobile phone and new designs of the mobile phones. Like now we have rectangular shapes, now we have foldable mobiles, we have slim sheets mobile now. Okay, so this is how, for example, if you took a look at the Coca-Cola shaped bottle design, okay, 1819, and how it looked like a poison bottle in our chemistry lab. Okay, so later on with the developments 1937, okay, so that is the last design that they have developed, and still now the Coca-Cola company bottle has the same shape. But if you take Bisleri shape, it has been copied with multiple companies, like Defile, the Belseri, okay, we have multiple things like that. Okay, so now basically, what is this design features are? Like basically, design is given for shape, composition of colors, ornamentation, composition of lines, configuration, and pattern. So this is how, these are the 6 essential elements of the product where design can be given to the product. Okay, so simple, that is very simple. And second, we have, for example, probably you have seen this KGF movie theme song, right? And especially in this one particular song, we have, the mass song, Dira, 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 right? So what happened, like before a formation of the present government, okay, you might have heard Bharat Jodo Yatra. So in this Bharat Jodo Yatra, this song was played multiple times. And secondly, immediately, if you look at the news the next day, a copyright case was filed against Rahul Gandhi for using KGF movie 2 song, okay, in Bharat Jodo Yatra. Probably Rahul Gandhi also not known that this song was used, okay, but however, the case was filed, and still the okay, so a simple song which have capability to get file a copyright violation in the similar context, maybe the another example, if you can see Varaha Rupam song, okay, this song also had copyright violation, okay. And basically, if you consider what is this copyright is all about, see, copyright is an exclusive right given to you by for the expressions of ideas, like how you write a story, how you narrate a painting, how you know display a work, okay. So all this comes under copyright, okay. So these are the broad areas of topics where it covers under copyright, like literary work, dramatic works, sound recording, cinematographic, music, artistics, and okay. So all these works are covered under copyright, and if you file a copyright, you might get the protection and parallelly and the registration, okay. So copyright is a long lasting right. We get about 60 plus lifetime of a author. So maybe I'll just skip this since it's an online mode. We cannot able to get that particular feed. But however, like the point is, like, a lot of people do good write designs, copyrights, okay, they're very good in drawing designs and all. So we always suggest try to see if it can able to have copyrights, file it, and then you try to exploit it commercially, okay. So now even this copyright violation story, this film Sham Singh Roy, okay, so this is also a copyright infringement violation. The complete story revolve around copyright violation, okay. So nowadays people are started using this IP in the movies. It is already there, but however, like filing a patent application, how it rotates, revolves, okay, all this covers under this particular intellectual property rights. So I was mentioning about geographical indications like Darjeeling tea, Kanchipuram silks, Mysore Mallige. So these are all GI registered product, and basically a GI is a name sign used to certain products corresponding to a specific geographical locations or origin, okay. So basically, if the product is had a GI, then it is assume that the product is very quality and it has been originated from a specific location and it has a specific features always, okay. Yeah, so there are Nagpur orange, for example. Darjeeling tea is the first one to have a GI. And now if you look at basmati, for example, even basmati rice also has a GI, okay. So maybe you have heard about this simple like this particular background story, a landmark case between basmati. So basmati is Indian GI rice, but unfortunately, like in the US also they had filed basmati in the name of Tekmati, okay, as a patent, and they have the strains were protected, and gradually the business for Indians become less, okay. So now what India did, like we filed like a case against the rice tech company, and slowly the patent was revoked, and the our basmati rice business was restored. And parallel now we have also filed a GI for basmati global, okay. So for example, so these are the companies where they have GI for their product. For example, Nafa Valley, Iris Tequila, okay. So for example, even Goa Fenny wine. See, all these products have geographical registrations with respect to the region, and now they're also filed with foreign countries to secure their rights in that particular country, okay. So now you cannot make a alcohol and sell that particular brand as tequila in India because tequila is already registered, it is from Mexico, okay. So this is how basically the products which geographic specific, which has unique characteristics, can file GI registrations, okay. So another example of intellectual property rights is trademarks, okay. So a simple example, if you look at how a business can be developed in multiple variations, okay. So a product, like for example, selling a coconut is a business, then how to sell a coconut is question. So here one fellow has developed a unique way of selling coconuts by like and installing a opener for it, okay, so a straw for it, okay. So all this, it has a patent maybe, okay. So the Halo Elaniru comes under trademark, right? And the carving procedures method. So basically this trademarks protects name, word, sound, numer, color, taste, fragrance, symbol, okay. So all these things comes under trademarks. So basically, like, if a trademark is there and it is, if the mark is registered, then most of the times people think that this is very authenticated product, okay. So basically trademark identify the goods, okay, and it is registered for 10 years, like EXO, Google, okay. There are many types of trademarks like uh, smell mark, and then we have uh, logo mark, word mark, device mark, okay. So all these are the varieties of mark. So basically the background of this particularly, it distinguishes the goods and services from 192 to others. It is a goodwill and it's a symbol of goodwill. It is consistency in the quality assured. It makes purchasing decisions easy and advertise and then create an image in the market, okay. So this is how the trademarks looks, Okay, so all words, letters, numerals can go for trademark registration. Okay, probably you have already observed, like if a symbol or mark with TM means it is filed for the registration. So if it has symbol R encircled, okay, R is encircled, then it is called as trademark is registered. Okay, so this is simple example. For example, even if you consider any business in that matter, okay, trademark values a lot for them because it identifies the brand. And this is how, for example, if you want to start a tea business, for example, now you also need to look at what are the brands available are there. Okay, Tata tea is there, Lipton tea, Nevada tea, okay, Chaya's masala tea. See, these are some of the big companies which they have the business. Now, if you want to come out with the similar kind of strategy, you also need to have a strategy of keeping name, a kind of unique name, okay, so that other people cannot copy it, and parallel with different business strategies where you can improve some innovations in that. Okay, so that, for example, package, for example, the coffee filtration mechanisms, okay, etc., etc. There are many things are there. Okay, so this is one example. So now in a short span, I'll just give you the how the in importance of intellectual property rights, maybe with this example. For example, if you look at, okay, we have two persons, which one person, two persons do the same job, like selling beverage or tea, coffee is their business. For example, if you look at the person, okay, who sells a tea there, even after 10 years you go back, he will be in the same place, like in the same hotel, selling tea with the same cost, whatever it is. Okay, but the same fellow, but the same process which handled by these companies like Cafe Coffee Day or Starbucks, okay, so these companies have, if after 10 years if you visit them, then they have changed a lot of appearances, costings, okay, innovation, that like n number of innovations happened there. Okay, so basically what I mean to say is that ideas are free of here. Okay, anybody can give advice. We are very good in giving advices most of the time, right? So now ideas, if you work on it, can be converted into businesses. Okay, so this businesses can be converted into startups, and this startups, if you keep working towards it, it can be converted as entrepreneurship. Okay, so now with the background, like why I have taken this particular example is to give you an understanding how this intellectual property rights works in the market. Okay, so that you can also apply as a faculty or as a student or as an individual, how I can also apply the similar principles of intellectual property rights so that I can develop a kind of business. Okay, so now recently, if you heard this fellow, MBA Chaiwala, okay, so this is a roadside tea seller who become very famous with one video, or a video came out that MBA Chai. Okay, and parallelly he made 2017, he was in news and he made about 3 crore business out of this selling tea roadside. And slowly, what next for him now? Okay, for example, 2012 he came out with some kind of business and he earned about 3 crore rupees. Now, if he wanted to have like to develop little more, what he needs to do is, in general, like he also needs to have a platform like Cafe Coffee Day or some kind of thing like Subway. Okay, so now the point is, do you think this fellow is in the market now? Now this fellow is not there in the market because the market gradually goes down to him, and he is in losses currently, I think. Okay, but however, like a small survey which we have taken from the internet itself, it says that, so it says that, see, this fellow also had vision to develop the similar kind of products, like doing franchising, entering into collaborations, all these things happened. And he also set up some of the platforms, a website, everything, so that he can create that impression. But unfortunately, this particular product or this particular person has incurred loss. There might be several reasons, but some of the reasons which was identified or highlighted, the first thing is pitfall of rapid expansion. Okay, so like once you have got the money, like immediately you have deviated that money into developing little multiple franchises, which you are not done the business analysis exactly, like how, whether if you put that particular stall there, whether it works out to you or not. Okay, so all these are some of the experience required. And financial management is one of the important aspect, like, because spending money is very simple. Okay, you can spend 1 crore or 1 crore in a one day, aram say you can spend now. Okay, so but to earn that, it's very difficult. So that's why in our business, always financial management is very essential, which the fellow has not able to do that maybe. Okay, the need of experience and expertise, as he was very young, but he doesn't understand the business strategies, maybe one of the faculty reason. And franchises and the partnerships are nurturing collaborative success. Here collaborations is also a part of growing, but unfortunately this person has not able to find out any collaborators, right? So maybe one of the questions, maybe if you have already seen Shark Tanks, like the series which comes for investing into business, Shark Tank, in that they generally ask last question: you have any intellectual property rights are there or not, or you have any patent for your products? So this is the question which they ask. If your answer is yes, then they feel interest to invest something, or if your answer is no, then most of the time the people don't try to or the people don't or may show less interest to invest in that particular business, because if you don't have any patent or intellectual property, right, you don't have any monopoly over the invention, so that other people can easily copy or easily make that particular business. Now I can also come out with the similar concept of MBA or MBHI or MBA business. So this is how the other important aspect what is observed is the lack of IP protection. See, he has not filed any trademarks or designs, maybe. Okay, so that is also one of the factor where he lost monopoly and now the business is in loss. Okay, so the ultimate conclusion remarks, maybe I can say that, see, this intellectual property rights is everywhere. Okay, you take any a simple example, your home itself, you have lot of table, chair, okay, mouse, laptops, printer, kitchen items, etc., etc. All are under comes under intellectual property rights. Like maybe it has a patent, it has a copyright, it has some kind of designs, or it might be a trademark of a company, or etc., etc., right? So now, for example, here also a symbol like IP is a bundle of rights. Okay, so how it is, like for example, a single product, like what was the problem here? Like blinking of eye when medication is a problem. Okay, so this particular fellow or this person developed to stop that blinking, so that you can drop the medicines very easily. Okay, so here this invention got a patent. Okay, the complete invention has a patent. Now the logo on the product, you can go for trademark. Now the composition, the shape of the product, you can go for designs. Now the composition of the medicine, you can go for patent. And the copyright manual for how to use the medicine, the description how to use the medicine, can go for copyright. Trade secret, obviously, that you maintain any uh, composition secrets or something like that, you can have a trade secret in that. So this is how a product can be protected in multiple ways in the intellectual property rights. And finally, this is what the final conclusion is all about. Intellectual property right, like now we have Saraswati with us, and that has to be converted into Lakshmi. And now we have a platform called intellectual property rights, where you can convert into a form of patent, copyright, designs, trademarks, etc., so that you can do license of that, you can do, or you can sell that rights to somebody else, so that they can manufacture and sell on behalf of you, so that they can make money. And these are the some of the options where how this intellectual property works in the market. Okay, so basically, like, we also need to have some kind of ethics while practicing the intellectual property rights. Okay, so I mean to say that, like, one of the important aspects you need to consider is prior art searches. Okay, so if you want to do any patent or any designs, you need to know who are all the persons who had the similar kind of inventions. If you conduct a prior art search, you came to know, and accordingly you can decide the scope of filing, etc. And so the second aspect of the intellectual property rights you consider, like, we need to give respect to each and every intellectual property rights. We should not, steal or do infringement wantedly with respect to intellectual property rights. Okay, so nowadays you have many platforms, many government supported schemes which provides incentives as well, the intellectual property rights. For example, if you are a startup, okay, we have SIPP scheme of Government of India, we have KBITS, there we have a patent reimbursement scheme. In MSME also we have a patent reimbursement scheme. Okay, so these are the some of the schemes you can utilize to get the reimbursement for the patent filing, because patent filing is costly in general, right? So that's how you can maintain, and you need to protect your intellectual property rights all the time, so that it can be recognized, protected, and parallelly economic benefits is one of the important criteria where generally I always say IP is a strategy. Okay, we don't have a specific methods like customized methods where you need to follow this step or that step. But however, it is up to the strategy of a company or a person or individual how you can strategically make or create an intellectual property rights, how you can leverage for the business and the protection, prosecution, and parallelly the infringement and other aspects. Okay, so with this I conclude my talk, and if at all if you have any questions, you can ask me now. Yeah, any questions?
Do you have any idea regarding how many publishing houses in India have gone for licensing, sir, in with regard to copyright?
Okay, madam, generally what happens, like that is a confidential information most of the times, right? So basically, like number of patents, okay, it depends. Like for example, ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು institute has about 100 patents ಅಂದ್ರೆ maybe ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 10-15 technologies na 90% or maybe about 80, more than 80% they would have been licensed to any of the companies. Okay, for example, I have shown you the cricket stumps. See, that is one of
Yeah.
the patented product. Okay, that has been
Yeah.
licensed to BCCI. In similarly, you take any industries, any industry in that matter, 90% of their products are patent protected products, and that you are using in your daily base. Okay, for example, you take your day-to-day activities. For example,
Yeah.
suppose if you want to show rich, okay, generally what are the general practices you do? Like we have iPhone first, right? iPhone idre
Oh,
rich anta artha. That is the basic
yes.
understand,
To show
right?
status. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Next,
Yes.
white color, white cloths, Adidas or Allen Sele cloths or many Sabyasachi products. Okay, ಈ ತರದ್ದು ತಗೋತೀವಿ. Then we go
Yes.
for Adidas shoes, right? And we go for
Yes.
RD car, okay, or
Yes.
BMW car. So if
Yes, sir.
Rolls Royce, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, like now it is understood that you are rich. Okay, now you take out the point, ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾರ್ದು, whether this is yours, no, you have acquired by paying money to the company, and you have acquired it. Basically, these
Yes.
are the assets of the company. Okay, ಅವರು create ಮಾಡಿ, they have protected in any intellectual property. For example, car you take, there are patents for the car. Dresses you take, there are designs for the dress. And you take the iPhone has about more than 70,000 patent applications in it. Okay, so and the trademark iPhone, Apple, that trademark itself values more than billions. Okay, so this is how there are many intellectual property rights which are commercialized, which you are already using it, madam. Okay, exact number status ಸಿಗೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ. Okay, but it depends upon company to company and university how they have maintained. But on an average, maybe on the 5 to 10%, obviously the people will do commercialization of out of their patents or any intellectual property rights. Yeah. And the publication ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, like publication, for example, if you see, what I feel, sumaru faculties alli there is a concept called, if I file a patent, if it is published, that is over. ಆಯ್ತು, publish ಆದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು, that we got some credits ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. Okay,
Yes.
so the point is, if a patent is published, it has no value, madam. Okay, because patent publish ಆಗೋದು ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, it is published because if somebody ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಅದನ್ನ ಅಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ 20 ವರ್ಷ ನಿಮಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, 20 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಅದನ್ನ ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಅದೇ ತರನೇ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ ಅವ್ರು. Okay, basically it is for objection. So notice, okay, if anybody interested to say that this patent should not be given, you give me the reason.
Hello, sir.
Yes. Okay. Madam, if patent is published, don't be under the impression that you got a paper publication. No, nothing. It is zero actually. Okay. Patent has to be passed through all the examination. ನಿಮಗೆ patent ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ you need to consider that patent is granted ಅಂತ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? So just publication is nothing. And I have seen lot of faculties have been fooled that ನಿಮಗೆ patent publish ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ದುಡ್ಡು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಕಡೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಾನು. ಓಕೆ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಫ್ರಾಡ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಫಾಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗೋದು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್. ಬೈ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಏನೇ ಪೇಪರ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 18 months ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 18 months ನೀವು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡದೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗೇ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ನೀವು ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಇನ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್. ಓಕೆ, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಯು ಫೈಲ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ನೀವು ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದು. ಲೈಕ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಎರಡು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನೀವು ಟೇಕ್ ಓವರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಶೂರ್ ದಟ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಫಾಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ, ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಬಿಲೀವ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಿಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ದಿಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಫನ್ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯು ಅಂಡ್ ಮೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಮನಿ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಇಗ್ನೋರೆನ್ಸ್. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ದೇ ಆದ ಇನ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಹೋಗಿ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಅದು ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಬಿಡುತ್ತೋ ದಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ರಿ. ಲೈಕ್ ದ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ದ ಪ್ರಯರ್ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಯು ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ವೆದರ್ ಬಂತೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ನೀವೇ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಐ ಸಜೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟೀಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಇಟ್, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಫಾಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿ ಫಾಲ್ಸ್. ಈವನ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಕೂಡ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕೊಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಏನಾದ್ರು ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಫೇಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕಾಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ದಟ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question. ಸರ್,
Yeah.
ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇಪರ್ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಇನ್ನೇನು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕ್ಲೈಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ?
ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್,
ಓನರ್
ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಟೀಸ್
ಆಫ್ ಎ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್.
ಯಾ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ ಜನರಲಿ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಫಾರ್ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ತರದ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಟೀಸ್ ಅವರು ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ. ಸಿ ಅವರು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಎನಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಗೆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕಂಡಿಡಿದ್ರು, ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಅವರು ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಗ ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗಿವ್ ಸಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್, ಅವ್ರು ಯಾವ ತರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೈಬ್, ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಟೀಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೈಬಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಟ್ರೈಬಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ತಿನ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಸಾಲಿಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಆಯ್ತಾ. ಆ ಮುದುಕರಿಗೆ ಅದು ತಿನ್ನೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅದು ಕಚ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಟ್ರೈಬಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ 80% ಏಜ್ ಅವರೇ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಈಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇದೆ ಏನು, ಆ ಮೆಡಿಸಿನ್ ಇದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರು ತಿನ್ನಕ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆಸ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಟಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವ್ ಯು ಕೇಮ್ ಔಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಎ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ವೇರ್ ದಟ್ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈಗ ನೀವೇ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಆಸ್ ಎ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್, ಏನೋ ನೀವು ಹೋದಾಗ ಸರ್ವೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಗೊಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಂತು. ಸೊ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಮ್ ಏನೋ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಏನೋ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಕೇಮ್ ಔಟ್. ನಾವು ಈಗ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ವಾ ನೀವು, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಆ ಲಿಕ್ವಿಡ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ನೀವು ಕಂಡಿಡಿದಿದ್ದು ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದು ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಸಪರೇಟ್ ಕ್ರೈಟೀರಿಯಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದು 3 and 4 ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಐಮ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಲೈಕ್ ಹೌ ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಏನೋ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ವಾ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಎ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕಂಡಿಡಿದ್ರೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದು ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲೋ ಅಂತ, ಲೈಕ್ ಪ್ರಯರ್ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೇಡಮ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್.
So there is a question in the chat box.
Ma'am,
Can I read it out, sir?
Yeah, read it out, or maybe the
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. How patent or copyright apply for IT service? Example, an app. Please could you explain with examples how
Okay.
to search
Okay,
me or
fine,
not?
Fine, madam. Madam, in general, apps are not patentable in India. Okay, like computer programs per se, software programs are not patentable in India anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so if the computer programs or the soft apps, if it is associated with any hardware anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Like basically, it has to solve a problem where it has to associate it in a device. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೌಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನಡೆಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಹವೆವರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಗ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಆ ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾಗೆ ನೀವು ಒಂದು ಕೋಡ್ ಬರೀತೀರಾ. ಆ ಕೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಸಮ್ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಏನೋ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀರಾ. ಏನು, ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಲೈಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಕತ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋಟೋ ಹಿಡಿಯೋದು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಕತ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋಟೋ ಹಿಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫ್ಲಾಶ್ ಆನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಫ್ಲಾಶ್ ಆನ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಲೈಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ ಆನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಎ ಫೋಟೋ. ಸೊ ನೌ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ವೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ನೈಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಫೋಟೋ. ಫ್ಲಾಶ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಕ್ಯಾಪ್ಚರ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. This is the new feature that you have developed. So now in this particular thing, the program what you have written is very unique. But according to the Indian patent law, the program cannot be patented. Patent kodak barala. So ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? Now you have taken a mobile phone, a camera, and you have inserted this into a chip or some kind of hardware. So now this mobile phone is your patented, not your program. Andre mobile phone with the feature of katlali, in the dark you take the photos. That is your technical feature, and for the complete concept of mobile phone, camera, and the future, you will get a patent, not for the program. So this is a ಈ ತರ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅದನ್ನ. Okay, so a simple
There
example,
is
yeah.
one more question is there. How to fill a patent? Will you share any web link? They're asking for how to process of applying for the patent, sir.
So basically, like we have online only, we have Indian Patent Office website ಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನೀವು, like I'll show you website where it is. Okay, I think you can see my screen, right? Okay, so this is the Indian Patent Office website. Okay, so this is the Indian Patent Office website where ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರೆ here you can see compressive e-filing. This is the place where you can go, and this is the e-filing portal. If you go here, this is the portal, and here you need to create your email account, and then it will guide to how to file the patent application. Aita? So this is, I'll share you this in the chat box.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so this is Rohini from Musky, Raichur district. So I just out of
madam.
curiosity wanted to ask one question, sir. If Vastu
please, madam.
Shastra, they can take a copyright, sir. Vastu Shastra.
Vastu Shastra, madam.
Because I just saw that going, they had written Vastu
Okay.
as your doorstep at the ittu, and they had a picture like opening the doors and small Lakshmi legs getting inside the house,
Yes,
Can we
correct.
get a patent like that? Just out of curiosity,
Okay,
I'm asking.
madam, madam, you cannot get a patent for that, aita. But what you can get is you can get a copyright for those kind of writing literary. It generally comes under literary work, aita.
Okay.
For example, ಈಗ ರಾಮಾಯಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ how many type of Ramayanas are there? ಬಾಲ ರಾಮಾಯಣ, ಸ್ಕಂದ ರಾಮಾಯಣ, ವಾಲ್ಮೀಕಿ ರಾಮಾಯಣ. Okay, even ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಬರೆದ್ರು ನಮ್ದೇ ಒಂದು ರಾಮಾಯಣ. Okay, so now you are writing a Vastu. Vastu is a standard subject which already existing in nature. ಆಯ್ತಾ? Now you are converting that into your own aspects. ಈ ತರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಂತ ಇಂದ ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ, ಸ್ವಂತ ಇದರಿಂದ ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ that literary aspects can come to copyright. ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಯಾವ ತರ ಬರೀತೀರಾ, ಈಗ ಅವ್ರು ಬರೋದ್ರಲ್ವಾ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ವಾಸ್ತು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ತರ, ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಇನ್ನೊಂಚೂರು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಸ್ವಂತ ಇದರಿಂದ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಥಾಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ, ಅದನ್ನ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಕಾಪಿರೈಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್. Okay, not patent, madam.
Sir, can you elaborate about GI tax, sir? ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಸಹ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಯುನಿಕ್ ಅನ್ಸುವಂತದಕ್ಕೆ GI ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಎನಿ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆರ್ ಏಜೆನ್ಸಿ?
Okay, madam, basically GI tag ಬಂದು there is a unique way of filing ಇದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಅದರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್. ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಟು ಸೇ ದಟ್ ನೀವು ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ GI ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ರೈಟ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ರೈಟ್. ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಎ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಫಿಕ್ ರೀಜನ್ ಅವ್ರು ಬರಬೇಕು, ನಾವು ಈ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ದಾವಣಗೆರೆ ಬೆಣ್ಣೆ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅವರು ಬಂದು ದೇ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಫೈಲ್ ದ GI. ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲೈಕ್ VTPC ಇದೆ, KCST ಇದೆ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ವಿತ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೇಟಿಂಗ್. ಬಟ್ ಹವೆವರ್ GI ಇಸ್ ಎ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ರೈಟ್ where the group of people will get. ಅದೇ ರೀಜನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇರ್ಬೇಕು ಅವರು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್, ಮೇಡಮ್.
Is there any questions, queries more?
If I can see, I want to take a patent on a logo, how much it cost? Sir, you cannot get a patent for logo. Logo comes under trademark. Okay, so for the trademark, generally the cost varies around government fees ಬಂದು startup ಗಾದ್ರೆ 5,000 ಇದೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಂಪನಿಗಳಿಗೆ 10,000 ಇದೆ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ 10,000 ಇದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫೀಸ್, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಫೀಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಇಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆನ್ ಅನ್ ಅವರೇಜ್ 5,000 ಹಿಡಿದ 25,000 ಇವನ್ 50,000 ವರೆಗೂ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ರಫ್ಲಿ 20 to 25,000 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಎ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲೋಗೋ. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಡೂ ದಟ್. ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದಟ್.
If you have any further queries, kindly reach out to Nagarjan sir, who is always there to help the faculty members. Sir,
Vasanta ma'am,
one more question.
I want to ask the questions to Nagaraj sir. Sir,
Sure,
intellectual
sure.
property act is there, no? So yeah, we can claim if any copyright or trademark is okay. We can claim in the court also, no sir?
Madam, see, claim in the sense, like basically again ನಾನು ತೋರಿಸಿದ ಕೆಲವು
If
ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ಸ್
they
ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ.
have copied,
Yeah.
Infringement.
Okay, infringement. Basically, if anybody copies your patent or any intellectual property, it becomes infringement. Okay.
Yes.
So you need to prove in the court that they have copied. ಆಯ್ತಾ, ನೀವು ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹೇಗೆ? ಲೈಕ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ನಿಮ್ದೇ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಟು ಫೈಲ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಅವಕಾಶ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆರ್ they can also prove that they have not infringed your invention because it is public property, it is already there in the market before they filed. ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲವು ಇದಾವೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಅದನ್ನ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ court will decide like whether this is really infringement or not infringement. So accordingly punishment ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಯ್ತಾ? So ಎರಡು ಕಡೆ ಕೂಡ there might be punishments also. Okay? Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, madam.
Nice presentation.
There is one
sir.
more.
Fluently,
madam.
frequently. You are very well about the type here.
Yes, madam. Yeah, thank you. And can standardized tool developed by researcher given a patent? Okay, see, standard tools in general not possible. Standard tools, because the process is very standard, is already in the public domain. Suppose if the standardization what you are developing is very unique, which you have come out, not in the market, then it is eligible. Okay. So you need to give little more clarity on that. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes. If no questions, maybe we can conclude. But however, I would like to say one thing, that like the government of Karnataka through the Avishkar program, okay, and they have made a tri-party agreement between IISc, KCST, and BEST Best, and they are facilitating patent filings, especially for the faculty and students of all government colleges, engineering, degree, diploma colleges. For their patent filing support ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. So kindly make use of it, because here the government will give you, or the government will take care of all your patent filing process. Okay, you just need to submit your ideas to the department, that's all. Okay, ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನೋಡಲ್ ಸೆಲ್ಗೆ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ they will proceed, take it forward with the inputs from IIC and the other organizations, and they file patents on behalf of you. Okay, so this is one of the wonderful program that government has initiated, and it is all our responsibility to make use of it and support and make a grand success of this program. Okay. Yeah, thank you, madam.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you for this brainstorming discussion. And feedback link has been posted in the chat box. Kindly fill it out. Now we will conclude the session with a vote of thanks. I request Ms. Shilpa to propose vote of thanks.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes.
Yes, madam.
Yes.
Good evening to all the dignitaries, respected faculty members, and dear participants. As we come to the conclusion of today's virtual faculty development program on integrated approach of faculty well-being and pedagogical excellence organized by the IQSC, it is my privilege to honor and propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to our resource person, Mr. Nagarjun sir, for delivering such an insightful and informative session on intellectual property rights. Your valuable knowledge and engaging presentation made the session truly enriching for all of us, sir. I would also like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our respected principal, Professor Ravi G. Sir, for constant his guidance and support in organizing this program. My sincere thanks to Professor Vasanta Madam, coordinator of the IQSC, for her efforts in planning and coordinating this program successfully. I also express my appreciation to all the faculty members and participants for their active involvement and enthusiastic participation. With gratitude to everyone who contributed to the success of today's program, I conclude my vote of thanks today. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Vasanta madam, unmute and speak.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all for your active participation. We will meet again tomorrow for next session. Have a good day. One request to Nagarjun sir, kindly switch on the camera for few seconds, sir. Thank you, sir. We will take one.
And all the participants.
I request all the participants to switch on the camera. Thank you all. Thank you, sir. It's really a wonderful session, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. Okay. So fine, madam. Thank you.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Madam, you unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you all. We will end the session. Please fill the feedback link, which is already posted in the chat box. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, the organizers and the resource person. It was a wonderful session.
Thank you, Suja ma'am.
ಸುಜಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ.
Hello.
Suja ma'am.
Yes,
Camera
ma'am.
on ಮಾಡಿ.
Camera on madu. I can't, ma'am.
For few seconds.
Not in a position. Huh?
Few seconds.
Yes, ma'am.
For a few seconds. Yeah.
Oh no, it's really not possible.
It's okay.
Sorry,
Nada.
sorry. Huh?
Tomorrow.
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಸುಜಾ ಮೇಡಮ್? ಸುಜಾ ಮೇಡಮ್?
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
ಹಾವೇರಿಯಿಂದ ಕಿಟ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಹಾ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಹಾ
ಹಲೋ,
ಹಾ ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್, ನೀವ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಹತ್ರ ಸಾಗರ ಅಲ್ಲ?
ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಸಾಗರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
ಸಾಗರ್
ಹಾ
ನಾವು ಹಾವೇರಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ.
ಹಾವೇರಿ. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಹೆಸರು
ಕಿಟ್ಟಪ್ಪ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಹುಚ್ಚಪ್ಪ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
ಈಗ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೇನೆ.
So Sunday will be compensated later, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
ಹಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಅದ ಸಂಡೇ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಾಂಪನ್ಸೇಟ್ ಆಗತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ದು?
ನೋ ವೇ.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಒನ್ ಡೇ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಪಾಪ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಎಷ್ಟು ಶ್ರಮ ಪಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. ಸೊ ಯುಗಾದಿ ಮುಂಚಿನ ದಿನ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ
ಹೌದು, ನೋಡೋಣ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ವಿಲ್ ಪುಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್. ನೋಡೋಣ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
ಓಕೆ
ಓಕೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ ಯು.
ಓಕೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಬಾಯ್ ಬಾಯ್, ಸಿ ಯು.
ಬಾಯ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಬಾಯ್.
ಬಾಯ್. ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್? ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನ 27 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾರಾ? ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಅನ್ಸತ್ತಾ?
ಬಿ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಇರ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡಿ, ನಾನು
ಒಂದೆರಡು ನಿಮಿಷ.
ಗುಂಡಿ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿರಿ ಟಿ ಶರ್ಟ್, ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಇದು. ಹೈಫೈ ತನು ಹೈಫೈ. ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಚಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡೋದು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ನೋಡಪ್ಪ. ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ತನು ಡೋರು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ಸು ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟ್ಗೆ. ಹುಡುಗನ ಹೆಸರು ಏನು? ಉದ್ದಕ್ಕಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಹುಡುಗ ಹೆಸರು ಉದ್ದಕ್ಕಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಹುಡುಗನ ಹೆಸರು? ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನ, ಡೋರ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ. Hey, close the door. ಅವರೈತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಕ್ಕು ಬಾ, ಹೊಡೆದಾಕ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಮಗನೇ. ರಾತೀಶ್. ಟೂ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಹೌದಾ, ಒಂದು ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಡಿ. ತನುಶ್ರೀನಾ ನೀನು? ನಿತ್ಯಶ್ರೀನಾ? ಏ